Hello and welcome to Acquire English Live, episode 15. My name is Adam. I'm an English teacher from the US, and I'm joined today, as always, by Tuan, an English teacher from the UK. And don't forget, this is our Acquire English lessons, but don't forget that we have lots of other lessons available on, of course, on Facebook. Lots of different grammar lessons, lots of English training, pronunciation, listening, speaking lessons, as well as on YouTube, most of the same lessons here. I think we're still approaching around 200 lessons, so please don't forget to check those out if there's some older ones that you haven't seen. And we also have our courses on Udemy, our speaking, listening, and pronunciation courses, both A1 to A2 and A2 to B1. So on Udemy and also on Skillshare, please, you can find us there. We have a brand new course there, English speaking, listening, and pronunciation. So a training course, so you can bring your English speaking, listening, and pronunciation to the next level. But today, in these Acquire English lessons, Tuan and I break down some conversations. And in today's conversation, our characters are very, very hungry. So Tuan, what do you usually eat, or what do you want to eat when you're really, really hungry?
So living in Japan, maybe ramen.
That's a big one.
Ramen's good. Yeah, it's a little heavy though, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
When you're hungry.
Yeah, if I have time for a nap afterwards, I love eating a big bowl of ramen and then taking a 15 or 20-minute nap afterwards. But it's kind of sad right now. I don't know if you've heard the news, but because of COVID-19 right now, a lot of ramen shops are not doing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So ramen shops are usually really like small places, right? There are very few big ramen shops. So you kind of have to sit very close to the person next to you in a ramen shop. So it's not very good conditions, currently. So I'm a little worried that some really good places are going to go out of business. So we'll see. But yeah, ramen is a big one. I think another one I like here is Japanese curry is a big one that I like when I'm really hungry. Again, it's heavy and I'm probably going to be fairly tired after I get it in my belly, but that's another big one I like when I'm feeling pretty hungry. Those are big ones.
Guess it's generally the heavy foods. Pasta as well.
Yeah, pasta, pizza. I don't know. I could eat pizza anytime, but if I'm really hungry, maybe not like a traditional pizza that you might get in Italy, but more of a American style giant pizza with lots of toppings is also something that I like when I'm super hungry. Now I'm starting to get hungry thinking about ramen and curry and pizza, but I suppose I can wait until we're finished before I start eating. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into today's conversation.
I'm starving. Let's go eat.
Okay. I stumbled upon a pretty good place a few weeks back. Do you want to check it out?
Sure, as long as the portions are big.
The portions are big, but we might have to wait for a table.
I don't mind. I'll go even if we have to wait for a table.
Okay. And let's go ahead and break down that conversation line by line. So the first line, Tuan said here.
I'm starving. Let's go eat.
Right. So I'm starving. Let's go eat. So I'm starving means I'm really, really hungry. So let's go eat. We should go eat. Now, starving actually has two meanings, right? So the original meaning of starving means you are dying because you don't have enough food, right? So if you get lost in a jungle or trapped on a mountain somewhere, or unfortunately some countries are very, very poor. People don't have enough food. They are actually starving. They are dying because they don't have enough food. But in general, these days, we use starving to mean really, really hungry. I'm starving. I'm really, really hungry. Okay. So the next line here. Okay, I stumbled upon a pretty good place a few weeks back. So it's kind of a tough sentence here, but I stumbled upon means I wasn't looking for one. So I wasn't looking for a restaurant, but I found a good place 2 or 3 weeks ago. So in this case, you can see in the picture, on the internet, I stumbled upon a good pizza restaurant here. But often if you are just walking down the street and you see a new shop or you see something that you're not looking for, we can also use stumble upon in that situation. Anything to add there, Tuan?
Yeah, just trying to think of another phrase to use, stumbled upon. Maybe ran into as well.
Yeah, I ran into, could be okay. But
Say
just
yeah.
yeah, I wasn't looking for it, but I found it type of
Yeah,
situation.
there's no plan. Yeah.
There's no plan to look for it, but I found it. So in this picture here, I wasn't looking for a place to eat. Maybe I just happened to see it on the internet and thought, oh, this has many good reviews. This looks good. I might have to go. So in that case, we can use stumble upon. Maybe okay? Okay, and the next line. Do you want to check it out? So check it out just means go and try. So do you want to try it, right? So check out is a good phrasal verb to know. We use that a lot. So do you want to check it out? Do you want to go and try it? And the next line is?
Sure, as long as the portions are big.
Right, so yes, if the amount of food is large, right? So when we talk about portions, notice in the picture again, one small piece of pizza is not enough. We want 3 big pieces of pizza. Those are portions. Portion means a part of something. So if the amount of food is large, if the amount of food is a lot, then yes, I want to go. And the other point we have here, we'll talk about in more detail shortly, but as long as, for now, just think of as long as if. And we'll talk about that more shortly. Okay. So the next line here. The portions are big, but we might have to wait for a table. So the portions are big means, yes, the amount of food is large, but we might have to wait for a table means, but maybe it will be busy, so we'll have to wait to sit down. So the portions are big, but we might have to wait for a table. So maybe it's busy, so we'll have to wait to sit down. Okay. These days, restaurants not so busy, most places I go, but many situations not the case. Okay, the next line.
I don't mind. I'll go even if we have to wait for a table.
Right, so I don't mind means it's okay. And I'll go even if we have to wait for a table means I can wait. I can wait for a table, no problem. Okay, so that's gonna bring us to our grammar points here. So the first one we talked about before is this as long as. So as long as, again, just means if. So there is one condition that is important. And in this situation, Tuan's very hungry. Tuan is starving. So he wants big portions. So he says, I will go as long as the portions are big. In this situation, we could also say, I will go if the portions are big. Basically same meaning there. As long as just means there is one condition that we need. Okay, so let's look at this example. As long as, so your English will improve as long as you study and practice a little every day. So this picture here, study and practice, you're good. Your English will improve. You don't study and practice, your English will not improve. So we can use as long as in this situation. Okay. And the other grammar point we had today was even if. So this is a little tricky, but I think with some examples, you will be able to understand. So even if means the condition is the opposite of what's expected. So in the conversation, we said, I don't mind, I'll go even if we have to wait for a table. So normally, in a normal situation, we don't want to wait for a table. But in this case, it's okay. So I will go even if we have to wait for a table. Personally, I'm very impatient and I never want to wait in line for anything, especially a restaurant. But we could say, I'll wait even if, I'll go even if we have to wait for a table. So let's look at one more example, and I'm sure after this, you should be able to understand here. So this is a normal situation. I'll go to the beach tomorrow if it's nice, right? Nice day, you want to go to the beach, right? Or I'll go to the beach tomorrow as long as it's nice. Again, these two sentences have the same meaning, okay? Now let's look at this example. I'll go to the beach tomorrow even if it rains, right? So normally, if it's raining, we don't want to go to the beach. But if we want to say the opposite of normal, the opposite of what's expected, we can use even if to show this. So even if it rains, I'll go to the beach tomorrow. Is that okay? So normal situation, beautiful day, go to the beach. Not normal situation, I'll go to the beach even if it rains. Okay, and then we have one more example. So we have Tim here. It says, Tim never wears a coat even if it's snowing. So it's snowing, Tim never wears a coat. So normally, if it's snowing, you wear a coat, I hope. But Tim never wears a coat even if it's snowing. So the opposite of what you would expect. Okay? So let's have you try some of these at home. So we want to add in the little blanks here, even if or as long as, and we'll give you a few seconds to answer these, so be ready. So the first example here, it says, I'll take a nap this afternoon. I'm free. So a nap, of course, is a short sleep in the afternoon. So I'll take a nap this afternoon. I'm free. So we'll give you a few seconds here to answer this one. Okay, Tuan, what do you think this one here?
Okay, just before I do, yeah, have a look at the second one too.
Okay, yeah.
So the second one is the opposite. I'll take a nap this afternoon. I'm not tired. So I'll sleep. I'm not tired. So the first one is a normal situation. So in a normal situation, we would use as long as.
Right. So
And
I'll take a
this
nap this afternoon as long as I'm free. Sorry, and the second one?
second one is something we don't expect. So even if I'm not tired, yeah, even if.
Even if, right. So, and yeah, and something we didn't mention before, we can, just like with any if conditional sentence, we can change the two parts around. So we could say, even if I'm not tired, I'll take a nap. So we can add this even if at the beginning, or as long as I'm free, I'll take a nap this afternoon. So we didn't mention that before, but that is also possible to say here, okay? So how about the second one here? We have, I'll go out to eat. I have food at home. Or I'll go out to eat. It's not too crowded. So we'll give you a couple seconds to talk or to think it over at home. Okay, Tuan, what do you think about this one?
So the second one, I know for you, you don't like to go to crowded places. So usually you would say, I'll go out to eat as long as it's not too crowded.
Right. I'll go out to eat as long as it's not too crowded. And then the first example here.
Maybe the first one, yeah, I'll go out to eat even if I have food at home, or maybe even if I have a lot of food at home. So I'll even
I'll go out to eat even if I have food at home. So normally when you have food to eat at home, you don't necessarily want to go out to eat. But in this case, even if is the opposite of normal, right? So even if I have food at home. Okay. And the last example, I'll buy a new phone. My current phone works fine. Or I'll buy a new phone. My current one isn't working. And we'll give you a few seconds to think this over as well. Okay, Tuan, what do you think?
So think about what is usual and maybe what is unusual or strange. And something usual would be, yeah, I'll buy my phone as long as my current one isn't working. So
Right.
usually if your phone's not working, you'll buy a new phone. But something unusual is maybe, yeah, I'll buy a new phone even if my current phone works fine. So maybe, I don't know, you want another phone, or it's an unusual case.
Right. So there are many people who every year get a new iPhone, right? But their current phone is working just fine. So those people, new iPhone recently just came out. So I'll buy a new phone even if my current phone works fine. How about you, Tuan? Are you one of those people?
No, I've had my phone for a while.
Yeah, I try to make it at least 3 or 4 years between phones if possible. So,
Yeah.
okay. Now let's go to the next one here. So we have 3 different sentences here. Tuan and I will both come up with our own sentences, but it'd be good for you to practice. Feel free to write these sentences or your own sentences down in the comments. It's important to practice. I wish we got a lot more comments on our posts. Really like to see more people practice, but it's okay. So let's look at these. I'll go for a walk. I'll pass my exam. I'll make a new video. Okay. Do you have a good one here using even if or as long as, Tuan? I'll
I
go
use
for
the
a
even
walk.
if. So
Okay.
now it's winter, it's a little cold, so I'll go for a walk even if it's really cold.
Right. So I'll go for a walk even if it's really cold. Okay. So for me, I don't mind the cold. I'll go for a walk even if it's cold, but I hate rain. I hate cold rain. So I'll say I'll go for a walk as long as it's not raining. Is that okay? So I'm okay with the cold. I grew up in really cold winters, but I hate the rain. Okay, and the next one here, I'll pass my exam. What do you think, Tuan?
I'll go for an easy one. I'll say I'll pass my exam as long as I study hard.
I'll pass my exam as long as I study hard. Now, I'm sure you don't, like me, you probably haven't taken an exam in a few years, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Did you study hard when you were in university?
Not really. No.
Thanks for being honest. I would say the same thing. I was not a great student in university. I was okay, but yeah, the opposite that we could say here. I'll pass my exam. Oops. Even if I don't study. Said, okay, so I'll pass my exam even if I don't study. So you're very honest. I will lie. And I'll say, even if I don't study, I will brag about it a little bit. Okay. And the last one here, I'll make a new video. What do you think?
I'll go for the easy one again. So I'll make a new video as long as I have some free time, or as long as I have time.
As long as I have time. So I'll make a new video as long as I have time. So I will make a new video as long as people promise to share it. How about that? Right. I'll make a new video as long as people promise to share it. But that's kind of a lie, because actually I will make a new video even if not so many people watch it. So even if only a few people watch it, I will make a new video only for those few people. So as we sometimes do. Okay, so I think that will do it for us today. I don't think we have any more to add here. Of course, don't forget our courses on Skillshare and Udemy and Skillshare. And of course, we have our YouTube channel, Acquire English, and our Facebook page and Facebook group as well, Acquire English. We are available to answer questions. If anyone ever has them, please post them either under the videos on the YouTube channel or just directly to the Facebook page. We are more than happy to answer any questions you have. And anything else to add today, Tuan?
This one was a little tricky, so it's good practice. So yeah, make a sentence, comment below. Yeah, try and use as long as, or even if. I think a lot of people don't, a lot of non-natives don't use that. So it's good practice to use it.
Right. I agree. I don't hear it enough, and it's really useful. It's really useful grammar. So yeah, please practice below. And as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. So take care.